Good evening, everyone. I hope all of you are doing well. So, in today's session, we are going to cover the deployment, and this will be the last thing which I have to tell you because we have already covered all the things according to the curriculum, which was like your MERN full stack development, right? So we have covered the front end HTML, CSS, JavaScript, React. Then in backend, we have already covered our Node.js, Express.js, then RESTful APIs. After that, we have covered how to do integration. And today is final thing, which is deployment. This is quite easy. And when you create some project at your end, it is very easy for you to deploy them also. Okay. So give me a second. Let me share my screen first, and then I will just tell you that which platform you can use for deploying things. Okay. Now, first of all, let's talk that why we need deployment, that why deployment is necessary. What does it mean by deployment? So whatever code you are writing at your end in your local system, that is only visible to you, right? Suppose you are creating a web page and you are running it through VS Code, then that output is only accessible to you because it is hosted on your local host. But if you want it to be at production level, if you wanted that other people can also use that site, then comes the picture of deployment. Okay, why it is necessary? Because as an engineer, it's our duty that we can provide people the source they want, the resources, so that it will make their work easy, right? And the applications, web application is one out of them. So to deliver that website in deployed mode is basically what we have to do at last after creating a particular project. And for that, we basically use multiple platforms, but we are going to discuss about render, we are going to discuss about Vercel, and we are going to discuss about Netlify. Okay, so these three are the basic, you can say, deployment platform which you can use for your MERN full stack development. Okay, for deploying. Okay, this is one thing. Now let's talk about each of them one by one. I hope my screen is visible to you, right? Everything is quite easy, just you have to see that how these things work. So if I move to Netlify, okay, give me a second. So when you will move to Netlify, interface like this will come at your end. They will ask you to log in. Okay, so now you have the option to log in with Google, you can log in with GitHub account. So it is good that you can push your code first to GitHub and then log in from there. Okay, this is what you can do. Why it is necessary, why you are doing this, that's something you have to understand first. Now give me a second. See, your code is there at your end. You have to push that code to VS Code. I hope that all of you have an idea that how we can push our code to VS Code. Okay, just create a repository at your end, copy the URL, then git, and then you can push it accordingly. So if you want, I can also show you that how we can like push our code to VS Code. So give me a second. I think we can push the code so that it will be easy for you to understand all the things. Okay. So now give me a second. Then we will try to push something on GitHub first. Okay. Just a second. Okay. So let's start with that. Let me open my VS Code. Yeah. So here is our VS Code. Now what I will do, give me a second. Yeah. So I will come to the main folder cd space dot dot, the main folder which is integration demo, which contains all the files of my backend as well as my front end. That's it. Now my path is integration demo. Just you have to use few commands First one is git init, means initialize the git, initialize empty git repository. They have initialized it. Okay. After that, what you have to do? You have to like, okay. So now you can check the status. So if you want to check it, you can use git status, not recommended, or they are showing you that untracked file, git files have backend and frontend folder. So we have to use the command git space add space dot. Okay, so I am telling you that how you can push the code to your GitHub, and then from there we will use the different deployment platform to deploy our thing. Okay, this is done after git add dot. Okay, so they have done it. Now we will use the command git space commit hyphen m. It will be there like initial commit commit. Okay, something like this you can provide and press enter. So this is the line which will be there with all the files. I will tell you that where it will come. Okay, this is done. Now we have to move to our GitHub. So let's try to go over GitHub. If I move to my GitHub profile, here it is. So if I open my GitHub account, you can see I have to create a repository at first. So for creating repository, what I will do, I will create the repository from here also. So just clicking on this new, then it will asking for a repository name. So I will give it a name, uh, deployment. Okay, not deployment, just integration. Okay. Okay, that is done. Then choose visibility. Visibility means that you want to make that repository public or private. What does it mean by public or private? That if the repository is public, then everyone can see your repository, anyone can clone that repository, anyone have the access to your code. But if you make it private, then only you can see this repository, none other than you can see it. Okay, first thing is this. Now click on this create repository button. I have make it private because I don't want to show this repository to anyone. This is we are doing for demo purpose only. Okay, this is done. Integration repository has been created at your end, and they are showing something like this: http github.com, then my username, and then the integration.git, right? This I am getting. So just copy this and now move back to your GitHub. Now you have to use the command git remote add origin. Now paste it, space this, press enter. It is done. After that, you can use git branch hyphen m. Okay, hyphen m, and then main. Means in the main branch you want to push the code. Now just use git push hyphen u origin main. If I do this, see what will happen after doing executing this file. It will push my code to my GitHub. You can see that counting objects, first of all, they are counting object, then pushing it over there. Okay, branch main set to track origin main means they have pushed the code. Right now, no code is coming here in this. Let me refresh it. So as soon as we have refreshed it, can you see that I am getting my code updated over here? Backend file is there and my front-end file are here. And you can see all the code is written over there. So this is the thing you can do. This is how you can push your code in a particular repository. Clear? I hope it is clear to you. So here you can see that I am getting the update inside this repository section that this integration repository is there, which contains all my code. If you have to copy that code, you can copy it from here. You can just clone it over there. If you want to download it as a zip file, you can download it from here. Okay, that is one thing. Now the code is done. Now what we have to do? Now we have to deploy something at our end. So for that, let's move to Netlify first. This is our Netlify. If I add new project, import from existing project, then see, this is the interface you will get once you will sign up over here. Okay, sign up by them. You will see something like this, a profile section, which is showing my name and other things. Then here is this taskbar, which shows you how many projects you have, extensions, who are the member for a particular project. Okay, and one team member, create new team, whatever you want, you can do it through it. Okay, custom pricing. So accordingly, you can select the plan as per you. This, this is clear. Now, suppose if you have to import one, so just click over here and it is not showing my quick setup. Let me see. Skip this step. No, right now I am not getting my name over here. Just a second. If I have to add new project, import an existing project, if I move to GitHub, let me sign in. Authorized. Okay. Now you can see I am getting all my repositories. Okay, what I have done, let me tell you what I have done. I have just added my account over there so that all my repository will be shown here, right? So here you can see we are getting all the repository I have created. So suppose if I take this weather application website and I want to now deploy it. So how can I deploy it? Let's try to understand that. So first of all, you have to quickly answer 2 3 questions over here. That what is the project name? So let's weather app, that you can mention. Project name, weather app. Okay, just give me a second. Wait. Weather, something like this. This is also not available. Project name is not available. So what I can do? Okay, now something like this is my project name. This will come in my URL. Now, branch to deploy, that is main. Base directory, build command. If you have to just yeah. So if you have to provide them build command, you can give that. Publish directory if any. So public is there at our end. Environment variables. Now what is environment variable? I have already told you about .env file, right? So I have told you that when pushing it to the GitHub, the code when we push to the GitHub, we don't apply the environment variables, right? So in that case, if I have to share it for deployment, then I can add it from here. So here you can see add a key value pair. Suppose I have added port, then I have to add the value of port also, like 5000. Then suppose if there is new variable having name MongoDB URI, that we have put over there. So that I have to pass over here. So like this, it will remain secure and it is easy for you to deploy. Now they are showing you deploy weather. Just click over here. It project deploy in progress. Here you can see. And now they are showing me that they have deployed the project. So if I click over here, so can you see that how simply we have executed this, right? So here from here you can change the mode. If I want to enter the city, suppose if I enter Kanpur and I search over here, can you see I am getting the temperature 19.19 broken cloud? So I have just deployed it in front of you within few steps. In case if the project is complex, then you have to make sure that accordingly you can provide everything to them. Okay, what I have done, I have basically deployed my weather app, and how easy it is, just I have to answer few series of question like the project name, the build. If there is environment variable, then I have to pass them. Otherwise, just create the deployment simply. Okay, production done, public, and you are good to go. So this is how you can use your GitHub code to deploy. Very easy, right? And this easy is, that's how easy deployment is. So this is one platform. This is our Netlify. Now I will move to another platform, which is Vercel. Let's try to understand Vercel now. This is also a good one. So here, first of all, I have to sign in. Just a second, let me log out. And here I will continue with my GitHub. Okay, so just make sure you are signing in with your GitHub account so that all the code part will be accessible for you, right? Uh, as I will show you that how it will ask us for an option that from where you want to add the new project. Okay, so these, as soon as I have entered through my GitHub, so they are showing me my projects like Global Bean, weather application, authentication system. These are my projects, right? So let's add new, select the project which you want to deploy. So here, like you will get that which projects you want to basically deploy. Okay, so here you will get the list of those projects. So I am right now not getting it. Let me just try, just a second. It is my ID over here. And if I move to this, suppose this project, which is my weather application, if I redeploy it, that will make no sense. So just let me see that how can I remove it, and then we will see that how through this we can deploy it easily. Okay. If I move to repositories, okay, that will be for it. No problem. Just a second. Comment is there. If I adding a new project, then I am not right now getting all my projects over here, but it is asking me to import this. Okay, see guys, what is happening right now? There is some issue in my account. So that's why I see what is happening when I have already, you can see, okay, I hope now it will show. Okay, so now it is come. I have selected a particular, you can say there are two accounts. So I have selected my 10702, this one. And now you can see all the projects are coming at my end, right? The code sprint, WhatsApp, GNCIPL demo, and integration. So if you want to deploy them, just import it first. Easily you can import it, right? Then what you have to do, if there is any environment variable, you have to pass it over here. But if there is no environment variable, then no problem. Suppose if in case of environment variable, you have a file like your .env file, you have saved it with you, you can upload that directly. So here you can see that .env can be directly updated also. So don't we worry about that. And these things you have to provide. Framework present. So what framework we have used? So as we, you know, that this is a simple integration program. I haven't used any React framework type of that. So that's why I don't have to mention that. Build-in and outputs, like how you can make a bundler. If you have making any bundler, then you have to use the build command. Just deploy button is there. I will just click over here and it start deploying at my end. So it is, you can see here deploying is coming. Here are the deployment status. Let's try to see that what things they are doing. Okay, you just deployed a project and it is basically not deployed right now. You can see. So if I move to continuous to dashboard, okay, it is not deployed at my end. Wait, let me now check for another one. Instead of global bean, let me import my integration. So this is integration which we have write the code for. And if I now try to deploy it, let's see what is happening. Building logs, deployment summary, assigning custom devices. So this is working. Okay, you just deploy. It is right now showing some error. Okay, but this is the same process you have to follow in order to deploy it accordingly. Okay, right now I'm facing some issue because I can see that all my projects are not visible here. Only some private repositories are shown over here, and that other are not coming. Other projects of mine are not coming, but this is the same process. I have already tell you about focus process, and that is important. If you have any idea of the that how you can upload your project, how you can do the deployment, then it is good. Okay, so let's try to see that how I have deployed. Okay, so it is already deployed at my end. If I can do something, instant rollback, no. Okay, so this is one thing. So you can use any one of platform, Netlify or Versal, if you want to deploy a MERN project. And basically we use these two for deploying our front end part. Okay, and then we use Render, another platform, and that is used for our backend deployment. You can deploy both front end and back end over there also, but Render is basically more usable for your back end deployment. Okay, so this is the interface of your backend Render. So here you can see dashboard, product pricing, and everything is there. So get started for free. It will ask you to log in. So I will continue with my GitHub account only. So from here you can select your GitHub account. Now this type of interface you will see. So let's try to understand projects, blueprint, environment, your workspace where you want to add on some work. Okay, no problem. If I click on this new, then here you can see static site, web service, and what you other things you want. So we don't want right now anything out of them. Okay, so this is one thing. Here is the okay. Wait a second. Let me just see it. So now you can see here my ID like Vansh and then my email. Now if I have to add something for deploying, then I can select my project Git provider, public Git repository from here. Okay, so these many things are showing to us. So let's try to deploy any of them or right now. Wait, let me do it for Vansh, and if I go over here, no, this is not. Wait a second. Static site. Still, I'm not getting my projects. Let me just check on workspace. New workspace if I create. Okay, this is billing email. No problem. Okay, suppose if you have to deploy any project, so what is the step on render? Let me tell you that how you can deploy a specific commit. No, here I'm not getting the option of it. Wait, give me a second and then we will start with it. Okay. Basically, I am not getting my projects. So that is the issue I am facing. But okay, no problem. Let's start with other project. Okay, let's start with it, suppose. Okay. So this is how the interface look like. I am just telling you about what are the steps. Right now, I'm not able to select a particular repository at my end. So first of all, this is the GitHub repositories, for example. Then what you have to do, you have to add that which language you have used. So we have used Node for our backend. So I have mentioned over here Node. Then this branch is your main branch. Yes, it is. Then you have to select this region. After that, root directory, whatever is the root directory for you, just you have to add that. Okay. In case of any build command or start command, you can mention that. Suppose if you are starting your starting your project with npm start, so you have to mention here npm start. Okay. And suppose if there will be any build command, so you have to mention that build command over there. Then what you can do, you can select a version. Like for deployment, you want free version, you want starter version, standard version, pro plus, and other version. What are the difference between them? See, as this is a public deployed you can say link, so anyone can access this, right? So in case suppose your website is quite good and multiple people are wanting to use that website, then it will have some problems. Okay, because there will be much more load and that will require more CPU and more RAM basically. So for that, this free version, you can see this is having an architecture of 0.1 CPU. In paid version, there is 0.5, 1, 2, 4, and up to 8. Okay, so this is the benefit of doing that. Now after that, same here. If you have to add an environment variable, you can add it from here, like name of variable and the value. If not, you have to mention like this, then you can add on your environment variable file, which is from add your .env. Okay. As soon as all the things are done for you, you have to create on this deploy web services, and that will deploy your code over here. The thing is, I am not right now getting my repositories over here. As you can see, like on clicking on new, I am not getting my repository. These are not my repository, so I have to check with that, but the process will remain same. Okay, so that's something which you have to make sure that you know. So on Netlify, we have already seen that how easy it is to deploy something. You just have to mention those things and accordingly you can do that. Then on Versal, we have seen that on Versal also it is same as Netlify. Just there is the name platform difference. Otherwise, everything is same. Same type of process is there to deploy. So if you know about Netlify, then you don't need Versal, or you can use any one of them. They are exactly the same. But render is something which I prefer you to use for your backend. Okay, so whenever you are deploying your backend, then render is basically a good suggestion for that. Otherwise, you can use any out of them. If you are using MERN full stack project and you want to deploy it, you can deploy it through Netlify also. You can deploy it through your Verser also, but render is also a good platform. So I have given you the idea about all of three, and I hope that you can deploy the project at your end. You just have to make sure that all the steps you are doing are in order to have that impact. Okay, so this is it for the deployment session. And accordingly, I will tell you now about more things in the upcoming video. And for now, we have covered with your MERN full stack development. Okay. So finally, the thing which we have started a month ago has now come to an end. And I hope you have enjoyed it. You are going to learn something from here. And kudos to all of you who are regularly watching all the sessions. So thank you so much, guys. This is the appreciation uh, for you that you are have maintained such consistency, because initially everyone joined, but as the journey extends, few people's just drop off. So that's good. If you are attended the first session and if you are also inside this session, that means you have been consistent throughout it, and really proud of you. Okay, so I hope that it is clear to you. We have also seen the GitHub pushing part, that how we have pushed the code to GitHub. Just you have to make sure you know few commands like first of all your git init to initialize the git. Then you have to use different commands, git add dot, after that git commits hyphen m initial commit. Now let me show you that why I was saying that this initial commit will come. So here you can see this initial commit is coming. So this provides you a message. So whenever you are just pushing something in your code, suppose if I want to add or if I want to edit a particular file from here. So in case I want to just update this file, then those message will help a lot. Okay, so I will message them that updated just updated packet.json or updated this server.js. So that will show you that I have done this much thing or I have done such thing. So it will just basically give you an message. Okay, that is one thing. Then after that, I have already told you that how you create a new repository. For that, just go to the repository section. If I move over here, if I move to my profile, so you can see there is a section. Okay, problem. If I go to home, wait, it is loading. Okay, it is too slow. So when you will see, when you will move to this repository part, right? So here you can see you will get the options to create a new repository. From there, you can create a new repository, and then all the steps are same as I have already shown over here. You can just pause the video. You can do it with me. I have already told you about Netlify, how to deploy a particular website on Netlify. It is quite easy. Just the development part is something which you have to do, and deployment is quite easy. Don't be fear of it. Okay. So I hope you have now idea all of it. So yes, now we are good to wrap this session. Thank you so much, guys. Quite good. I hope you are going to perform very well. Thank you.